everything said default, but now it says normal, normal, medium, fast. So I have no idea how to fix that stuff. But anyway, if anybody who watches this later, Crazycanuck just released a new course yesterday, so I wanted to give it a playthrough. I got off work a little early today, so there's not a whole lot of people on. I did try to get Steve to play, but appears to be away from his machine, so he did not respond. But we're going to try to get it into some societies, hopefully. At least one, anyway. It is up to 158 plays already at the time of this broadcast. And from what I saw on the stream, it looks pretty freaking good. But I want to take a look and see for myself. Starts off with a uphill 399-yard par 4s, playing a 408 currently. Type pin. So not a whole lot of wind, but might be too much there. So we're gonna club down. Well, that uphill, maybe not. All right, let's go ahead and hit that. Hit it decent. It's almost a slow though if you look at the arrow there. That should play fine. Some pretty calm greens for Mr. Canuck there. Andre, as some of you might know. Let's see, so 19, one's going to push a little. I'm going to do that. So far, swinging the club decent. That wind did not do anything to push that right. Push it back some a little, but it didn't at all. As any of you know, I hate those freaking putts. So I almost always play too much break on those ones that don't show a whole lot of movement. Alright, hole 2 is a 611 par 5. Playing 606 currently. Into the wind. That's going to make it feel a little bit longer, but the downhill aspect should make it a little shorter, so it could be somewhat of a wash there. Yeah, still 300 out, so I'm not going to make it. See if I can't lay up over here to the right. Actually laid further back than that, so it's going to give me a pitch shot, which we all know I love. Well, anybody who knows me on the game knows how much I love them. Alright, so it's playing 67. I think I'm just going to leave it alone. A little bit left. So just a touch up. decent. That's not too bad. Oh, that's a terrible line. Holy smokes. But that is our first birdie, so that is a decent start of a par birdie. Now this hole here, I saw on the stream, it is a little tricky. You could go for it with the downhill aspect, but it's into the wind a little. So you might make it. You might not. And it's pretty narrow. So the smart play would be, well, 230 would be ideal, because then you could have about 100 in. But if you do 230, you're going to be in on that narrow piece. So I'd almost do that, take a longer shot in. That decent. That's the smart play anyway. I suppose you could go for it, but it's a practice round, so there's really no need for that. Let's see, so now it's playing 240, 251. A little bit into the wind. Severe side hill there. Gonna go right there. I'm gonna bring it down just a little. I'd rather be long on this one because of that false front that it was showing in front of the pin there. Wow, that slope didn't bring me right at all, did it? And I'm going to catch the hill on the left side, of course, since the hill didn't move me at all. I was hitting off of, which is kind of odd. Pretty severe slope that I'm putting into. Looks like it's going to go mostly left. Well, not even enough left, or enough movement to the right, I should say. Pretty flat up by the hole on that location. If you can get it on that plateau, should get a pretty good reward with a birdie. But alas, we just get a par. So this one's playing 58-ish. That wind, I think I'm going to go there. Hit it decent. That was almost a fast. Seems to be a right club with that wind. Apparently I played it a little too much to the left though. So let's see if we can get our second birdie. And we do. Really nice looking course, Andre. I was talking about doing driver here. I think I'm going to give it a shot. And I hit it decent. So I think we should be okay here, as long as it doesn't run out on me too much. Yep, good. The planting is just, it's unbelievable how much you have here. Knowing that they reduced the meter, it's just unreal, the amount that's there. Alright, so 69. Just gonna go a little down there. I don't think I wanted that. Well, maybe. Didn't think I wanted that fast, but maybe I did. Jeez, actually wanted a little more than that, really. Fast don't seem to add as much as they used to. I'm assuming that's because they put it on the slow side, because slow seems to add distance somehow, which makes absolutely no sense. Didn't break. I thought that one looked like it had some in it, but that didn't move at all. But we'll take another power and move on. Welcome into the viewer. Just doing a playthrough. Canuck released a new course yesterday, and it is looking pretty impressive so far. Certainly makes you think, which is a nice additive to any course. But on top of that, it looks really nice. Planting is just unbelievable so far. And I think it's one of those that you could score. Hey, Rich. It's one of those that you could score on, but it's certainly not going to be easy to do it. So go up. I'm not sure what this slope's going to do. Sit. Not too bad. It's just me. Nice. Ooh, I thought I didn't play enough there for a second. Just every other, getting a birdie on every other hole here. Alright, so this one looks like it's downhill and then back up. So I'm going to see if I can carry that with a 2-wood. And I just barely did. I want to hit a driver there because I thought I'd be too far and not have a very good distance there. So, see if this one's good. See the flag? There it is. A bit long. Could have lofted that a little more. I don't think the wind would push it that much, and I was on an uphill slope, so. See? I try to eyeball it, I just miss. I try to line it up with what the lines are doing, and I just miss. At least I'm consistent, I guess. Welcome into the second viewer. Just doing a playthrough on Canuck's new course, Crazycanuck1985. It's looking pretty good so far. Planting is impressive. Which kind of makes sense, because that's really, when you watch his streams, that's what he likes to do, is the planting. That's his most favorite. Favorite aspect of creating a course for him is that. Now this one, it's a bit much to get there. Could play for this, but it's awful little. That's uphill, so I don't really trust that. It actually could be short and come down in that crap, so it's probably smarter to come down here. I think that's what we're going to do here. On 150. Hit it decent. Now see, that time the slope seemed to do something and I was just a yellow. The red seemed to do nothing. So I need somebody at HB to explain the physics of that to me. Oh, lost the second viewer. Wow, that skated on me the first part of that putt. Interesting. Well, hitting the ball pretty well today, so I can't complain. Line so far is pretty straight for the most part. This one you could try going up there, but there's really no point, I don't think. It's not with this wind anyway. There's a slow. I was waiting for it to happen. Seen a lot of that lately. Since they tweaked it, that the slow had some, I seem to get a lot more of them. Welcome into the second viewer. Let's see here, we got 60 more or less, so we'll say 20. 86. One wind to the wind. Seems like a lot, doesn't it? Let's go back down and drop it a little. Ooh, that line wasn't straight, but I think we're going to get away with it. And how? Yes, please. I'd like to see some more of that. Unfortunately, they've been few and far between. Well, I say that. I guess it's been pretty much a hole between for the most part. That's a back-to-back pars there. To throw that rhythm off. Alright, here's a par 5. It's fairly long, but it's quite a ways downhill, so, and you usually will have the wind with you, normally, as defaults anyway. Wow, top of my line all of a sudden. So I shouldn't have mentioned it, yeah. Pretty normal drive, and then you got a lot of downhill, I think, to the hole from here. Yeah, not too bad. So 7, so 248. Wind's going to push a hair, but not much. I don't really think I have a club for this. I think even if I put a fast on that, it's going to have to loft it. Let's hope that that gives me a little extra. See what happens. Got the fast on the backswing, but I don't. Wow, that line makes it push a lot. Actually, I think I would have got there if I hit it straight. And that's going to catch the slope, and that's going to be all the way off the green. I can't complain too much about that because I saw the designer himself do the same thing on that hole. You definitely got to hit it straight on that approach shot for that pin. Flop here. Hit it decent. Now see, normally that rolls out, and it pretty much didn't that time. I wouldn't have lofted it if I'd have known it was going to do that. Wow. I was afraid I'd gone too much, and it wasn't even enough. That's unfortunate, but it is what it is. Certainly could have had a birdie there, but didn't. Swing decided to stop working. And it certainly decided to stop being straight. Or it was pretty straight. Apparently that one equates to a push somehow. I don't really understand that, but okay. Oh, I think I had the line finally. I didn't hit it. It's been the case lately as well. If I do line it up right, I don't get it there. And we have lost yet another viewer. So back to 0. Lovely. Alright. Now this one you could go for. But it's very dangerous. So why not? Decent. And it bounces right into the bunker. That looked to me like it all went left, so I would not have guessed that to happen, but it is what it is. That was lovely. Hey Adam, welcome in. I bumped my controller cord and unplugged it myself. That's lovely. Just going through Crazy Canuck's new course. Andre is his name if you aren't aware. He is a PC designer. You can find him on YouTube if you're interested. But this is his new course that he just released yesterday. Oh, another slow. Hold it, wind. Slow down because of that slow. Hit the brakes. There we go. That'll do. Got a little lucky there. Well, this is nothing like Tiger, so I hope you like it. It's more simulation than Tiger. There's no spinning the ball in the air and all that kind of thing. It's very competitive, and it's not an easy game, but I hope you like it. Just the designer alone is what drew me to it. I wish I was good as some of the people that design in here, like this one I'm playing, which is Crazy Canuck, but I am not quite there yet. But you will see some people that are really, really good at it. And then you will also see some people that are really, really good at playing it. I'm probably the middle of the pack on both fronts. Sit down. Oh, this green's tough. Look at that. I thought I hit a pretty good shot, not even on the green. Oh, you played the original? Yeah, it's still even a little bit different than that. There's a lot more variety to it than there was in the first one. I didn't have the first one very long because I just found it right before the second one came out, but I did have it, and it was fairly easy, I think, compared to this one. I think this one might be a little easier than the Golf Club 2, but if you missed out on that one, I really couldn't blame you. There was so many issues with it at the beginning. Just blue screens all the time and whatnot. But they did add the online multiplayer in this one, which is a welcome addition. I did it again. What I was saying was they did add the online multiplayer, which is a welcome addition. That alone is also worth it if you like the play side more. Sorry, now I have the hiccups. Everything golf, yeah. Well, you should love this then. It's I think it's far more a simulation than Tiger ever was. I think with that wind, I don't know if I can get away with that one, but I think I can get away with this one. Let's try it. Just a practice round, right? What could go wrong? Well, struck it decent. Yeah, that looks like the right club. Well, I might have been able to get away with the driver, but I didn't trust it. So 50, that's 12. Learn math there, dude. So 55. I think 48 will do. It's gonna be a matter of playing the wind right. All-state, yes it does. It has multiplayer. It has alt shot, match play, 4-ball, regular stroke, and what's the other one, Rich? What am I forgetting? But anyway, I digress. The all shot's probably the funnest out of the group, in my opinion. We're gonna go with that. You're welcome. It also has a designer if you're into that kind of stuff. Ooh, that's got to get down. Sit. Good ball. I listened pretty well that time. That's not something that usually happens. Now I will say, having said that it has multiplayer and all that, it does still have some kinks in the armor. For instance, if you play alt shot, your opponent definitely, and possibly your ball, will still be laying at your feet when you hit it. It does not mean you missed it, it's just a graphical glitch. Absolutely, Adam. You have me anytime, man. It's a core group of us that play together most of the time. Some extracurricular things that go on that people put together, like alt shot leagues, match play tournaments, all kinds of stuff going on. If you get in it, you can join societies as well. I would suggest Shenanigans Golf Society out of the gate. It's really the first one I started in, and they tend to do quite a bit of extra stuff on the side, or at least the admins of the society, if nothing else, seem to run some things. They're running the Alt Shot League right now that I'm in, and I do broadcast those. Cyro329 on YouTube if you want to check any of those vids out, to kind of get a feel for it. I do believe they'll have another one coming up when this one's over, but there's some other ones out there as well. Cahal, Cathalos 1991, I believe is his username. He just did a TGC Championship match play tournament that is currently, well, you did league stages, almost like a soccer tournament. It was set up like you did divisions, and then the division qualifiers went into the knockout stage of 32. I was the number 1 seed somehow. I don't know how I pulled that off. I got lucky against the PGA player that I played against in my division, and ended up beating him 4-up somehow. He was struggling with his tempo at the time, and but anyway, I digress. I lost to the 32 seed, one down, so it made no difference that I was the number 1 seed. And he told me that he didn't even get in. He got in because somebody else withdrew. So in order to keep the thing moving correctly, let me accept this real quick. I think that's my viewer. He got in because somebody else had to withdraw, and then he beat me. So hopefully that gives him enough confidence to win the tournament or something. I got no ill will towards him. Seemed like a nice guy. He played well that day. And I couldn't make a putt, so. Oh, how am I getting slows on this stuff? Wow, that one did come up short. It affected it more than I thought it would. Wow, that didn't roll as much as I thought with me down lofting it. I get more than that out of it. Alright, so let's see if we can make this. There. Jesus, every time I lower my controller, I'm gonna have to tighten that up again. My USB cables coming loose. Yeah, I mean, like I said, this designer's pretty good. I mean, the game does look real nice, but it is possible to make a shite course, so just kind of keep that in mind. Once you get a few friends stacked up, you can start looking at their favorites, and that'll give you some nice courses to play. But if you go in there and just pick courses that are randomly generated, because there's probably 100 put on there every day, just people doing stupid crap. I have I've got published about 10 courses, and I am by no means an expert on it. This one, as I said, was done by Crazycanuck1985. He is a PC designer, so if you look at him on PS4, which is where I'm at, I'm sure you gathered that by the buttons display. I did it again. Every time I lower the controller, the USB thing gives out. He's got a few others that are really nice. I mean, I have some that are okay that I'm pretty proud of, but I still don't think I'm near the caliber of those guys. They're some of the stuff they do, just incredible. The credits due from the store? I don't know what you mean. There's in-game currency that you can buy clothes with in the store, like you see my little Christmassy outfit, stuff like that. There's also a PGA Tour mode that you can unlock other outfits as well, if that's the stuff you're talking about. So that may be where you can possibly purchase some of those coins. I don't know. I've never done it. I don't think you'll need to. Freaking did it again. Didn't even lower it that time. When you go into play, every time you play around, which you'll see at the end of this, you get coins for every round you complete, so they'll stack up pretty quick. I doubt you'll need to do any in-game or the credits from the store, which once I'm done, you'll be able to see how many I have as well. And I've never bought any from them. Plus, I've bought quite a bit of the clothing and stuff. Oh, he missed that. He's a pretty stickler for his tee box not being flat. And that one's not flat. Let's see, he's playing 154. The wind pushing a little. I think I'm gonna have to raise that up some. But yeah, you're gonna run into some people if you play quite a bit. Oh, I forgot to tell you that too. There's along with the, why is this not swinging? There we go. Along with the online play with your friends and whatnot, there's also a matchmaking mode, and that mode is, I mean, it works okay. It's not as good as, say, a lobby would have been. I wish they would have went that direction. But you can find a match from time to time in there, but it's kind of spotty on whether you can find one or not. Depends a little bit on what mode you're trying to play. Like if it's all shot, sometimes it's pretty difficult to find one. Oh, we got a putt there finally. And it takes forever. I mean, I don't know exactly how they would have worked it being a lobby, but I think it would have been a better solution than what they went with. Alright, so here's 18, and like I said, the planting in here, and if you ever get in the designer, Adam, you'll know what I mean. This is just phenomenal how this looks with all the all those bushes and everything, that's all planted by the designer. It's just unreal. And yes, there are tools that allow you to do multiples at the same time, but he rarely, I mean, he may have on this course, because I see some round ones there, and you'll know what I mean once you get in it. But they're all round when you do multi-plants. But a lot of that is single. And it's there is a ton of it on this course. It's just unreal how much there is. And it looks phenomenal. So if you ever get a chance to watch this Canuck, I love the course, man. Plays well, looks great. Yet another masterpiece, I think. And I know you keep talking about not being as good as Arctic Fury, but I don't know if I wouldn't argue that, dude. It's a phenomenal looking course. And it's already up to 158 plays. I'm going to try to get Steve to stick it in the Shenanigans schedule, hopefully sooner than later. I mean, it's a really nice looking course, dude. Alright, so 1471 into the wind. Off a slope, so we're going to go with 83. Bump that up a little. See what happens. Rip it and rip it, as they say. Ooh, I should have left it more. Hit the flag! Oh, man. Thought the flag would stop it there for a second. My courses currently published are all on the PS4 Atom, so you can look, well, actually there's no filter for user, I don't think, so you would have to look for one of them. So just look for Imperial GC, and then there'll be a tab on the course. Yeah, I thought I had a shot. There'll be a tab on the course before you go into the actual round that says More by Designer, and then you can go into that and find the rest of mine. They're all PC currently, or all PS4 currently. I do have one going now. I don't know when it'll be done. It's getting close. It's a redo of one that I did in TGC2 that I wasn't happy with, so I totally redid it in this one, called Segregated Greens. And hopefully that'll be out soon. And then I have one currently called Moonlight Landing that I'm doing on PC. So you have to do that one by name if you're on PS4 whenever it's done. But it's a ways out as well, although it is close as well. But with the holidays and everything coming up, I probably won't be able to work on it anytime soon. Freaking disconnected again. Flipping thing. I have to get the pliers and tighten up my USB connector, I guess. Alright, there we go. That's the course. I'll show you the coins and stuff here. So as soon as we get through this part, there's the final round. No bogeys, so I'll take that. A little disappointing to only be 7 under with no bogeys, but it is what it is. It's a fairly new course, so maybe it's that tough. So if I move on, so there's your coins that you get, and you can level up and everything. You can see my coins up there next to the handicap and in between the level. It's 29,000 right now. And like I said, I bought a ton of clothes, so they add up pretty quick. Especially if you play a lot of rounds, you'll have coins in no time. Alright, so you can go back and look at your scorecard again if you want. You can look at your stats for the round. can favorite the course if you'd like. You could rate it, which I'm going to rate it as it deserves one. Phenomenal course, Canuck. Hope you get to see this video, and hope other people get to see it as well. And then if I back all the way out, Adam, I can show you the, if I go over to unpublished courses, new courses, published courses, if I go into that, you can see the ones that I've put out so far. So there's Imperio right there on the end. And you, if you like to say, if you go and look at any of these, you can go to more by designer and find the other ones. And then I have a couple on the next page. And yeah, I don't know that they're anywhere near the caliber of what Canuck's putting out, but I will say I like Hot Springs. I'm pretty proud of that one. Kind of had it as an idea on each hole, and it turned out pretty well. And then Waterworks is it was actually made for a friend of mine at the time who was on here. I don't see him much anymore. He's off playing soccer mostly, but he worked for the water company at the time that I made it, so it was kind of made for him. But he kind of, I mean, he still plays the golf game, but he's not on in our parties as much as he used to be. But that course turned out pretty well for what it is. It's dangerous, don't get me wrong. There's water everywhere. That's the name. But he worked for the water company is why. And then Dormant Volcano is actually the first one that I ever published on TGC. I think I ended up publishing it on TGC2. And as you can see in the background there's a volcano. It is dormant, as by the name. So you play up it, and then the payoff is playing across it, and then you come back down the other side. It's a very tough course. There's no out of bounds, so if you go off a cliff, you're in trouble. So make sure you're hitting the ball straight before you tackle that one. The rest of them are pretty straightforward courses, for the most part. And then I got a par 3, Oaklawn Park. I was born in Hot Springs, Arkansas. There's a racetrack there named Oaklawn Park, so that's what that's named after. And but it's an 18-hole par 3 course. And then Shenanigans Live was made pretty much for the society. The guy that runs the society, Coaster Royalty is his PS4 name, Dwayne. You can actually see him on Tuesday nights, I believe, at 9 o'clock Eastern. Him and G-Dog from the UK stream a TGC tour. That's another thing. When you get in here, you can go to tgcotours.com, which I don't think they might have had it in the first one. I don't know if you were a part of that. And you can sign up there, and you can play in a virtual PGA tour. And it has different levels, so you'll do a Q school, and that Q school will put you in one of the levels, and it goes from CCZ. Well, actually, it depends on what clubs you use. If you use beginners, you can only be in the beginner level. If you play pros, you can only be in the CC levels, which is A through Z, but there's letters that are missing in there. It's not the whole alphabet. And then there's a web.com, a European, and a PGA. So as you get promotion strikes, you can move up. If you get demotion strikes, you move down. If you keep clearing them by doing good and then bad, then you'll just stay pretty much where you are. But it gets you in the level of people that are the same level as you. So it's pretty competitive and not overwhelming. A lot of the stuff in the societies, it's very, I want to say, disheartening, because you go in there and you'll see somebody shot 20 under in 18 holes. I mean, some of it is just, it's almost like you go in knowing that you got no shot at winning the society. However, you still want to play, because if you, based on your ranking in the society, you get coins out of it. So you'll pay an entry fee, and sometimes an entry fee into the society itself, although I don't think Shenanigans has one. But you pay the entry fee. It obviously takes out of your coins, but based on where you place in the tournament for that society, then you get coins back, and you can. They actually expanded it from, it used to be 5, now you can join 10 online societies. And then, like I said, once you get in here, my first one suggested would be Shenanigans, right there with the alien. And the reason there's an alien in a spaceship is because it used to be Galactic Shenanigans, but they shortened the name in this version. Last version, it was Galactic Shenanigans. And I think it was, they thought it was recognizable, so they just dropped the Galactic. I don't know if that was done for a specific reason or not, but it was done nonetheless. But there's different ones in here, like Sons of Pitches. They do a tournament every day. There used to be one that did the same kind of thing that was called Quick Hitters, but they have since stopped doing theirs. And then Let's Go Nuts. European Tour, you can see there is one of the TGC tours that I was talking about. That's the level I'm in, is European. Hopefully I can get to PGA someday, but not currently. And then I have a few others that I'm in. I just got into some of these, and I don't ever hardly get to play all of them in a week. But like I say, they're different. Like you might have in Shenanigans, you might have 4 rounds over 4 days. The weekends, you might have a 2-day tournament. You might have 2 one-day tournaments. It just varies depending on what they're wanting to do. And then the Daily Fix again. They have a different tournament every day. They do have, I think, one every 6 weeks, 8 weeks. That's oh, look, they already got that course I just played in their schedule for today. Justifiably so. So I'll be playing that here in a little bit. Actually, let's just go play it now. I got a feel for the course, and I'm already streaming, so why not? Oh, that says there's no event scheduled. What's up with that? That's weird. Yeah, I don't know, this might be a little bit of a... Oh, it starts in 2 days on that golf course. Okay, that makes more sense. They just put up a... I don't know what that message means. They just put up a thing about their season ending, that they were taking a couple of days off. I forgot about that. So they start in 2 days with their new schedule. New season, I should say. And I think you also get points, coins for that as well. There's a season points accumulation, and I think you get coins based on where you finish in that in the season as well. Let's Go Nuts. They are... I haven't played them really enough to know for sure. I haven't started that one yet. The schedule. So I would have to go down to, what is today, 23rd? So that's a 1-rounder, there's a 4-rounder, so 1-rounder. So yeah, see, it varies depending on what they're doing. That's a major, is why it went to 4 rounds, so that's how they run theirs. And if you notice, the top there on that major is 47 under, 7 strokes clear. That's just crazy. And we just played this guy and his partner in the alt shot league, and the dude does not miss putts. I mean, it's just disgusting. He's really good. He's on the PGA, obviously. And then European is you have a week to play 4 rounds. But if you're... I believe it's if you're on any of the pro tours, you have to have the first 2 rounds in by Thursday night. Well, technically Friday morning, like 3 a.m. or something like that, so Thursday night. And then you have to have the 3rd round in by Saturday morning or Friday night. And then you have to play your final round Saturday before the cutoff Sunday. and then you can go check everything on the website, see what place you're in, all that kind of thing. Because people who are not actually in this tour will play it. So it could show you like in 7th, but you're really in 3rd. So you got to watch that stuff. It's better to check the website. And then a couple others. Right, like I said, I haven't played all of them every week. It just depends on what I got going on. But you don't have to. It doesn't affect your, and even your TGC tours, you don't have to play every week. If it's a course you know you don't like or doesn't fit your eye or whatever, you can skip that week. It doesn't give you a strike or anything if you don't tee off. Now, if you tee off and don't like the course and you quit, then you'll be cut and receive, I think it's 2 demotion strikes for that. And then if you're below a certain position, you get 2. Below another position a little higher than that is 1, and then you can be in the middle of the pack and get 0. And then if you're top 10, you get a promotion strike, or a promotion, well, I guess it'd be a strike still. And then if you win the tournament, you get 2. So that's how they've changed it to be a little slower on the climbing and the falling of the different tours sections. But anyway, that's how most of the things work in here. Let's see if I can think of anything else back here on the. You can go into, like I said, there's PGA Tour career mode. You can get some coins in there if you fall short. You need some more to join a certain tournament or something. You can get them there. Matchmaking I was talking about a little bit. It's a little spotty, but it does work now and then. And then with your friends, you create private matches, and then they can join using that bottom button. If they don't get your invite, they usually will get an invite as well, so you can do it either way. Local is if you want to play with your, well, if you play by yourself, you do that one, and then you can also play with friends that way, but it's not necessarily a match, it's just you guys playing around together, more or less. And then you can also edit your golfers' looks, clothes. You can also choose your club sets in here, your difficulty, beginner, pro, and master. I would start, since you've played the first one, I would probably start on pros, and then if you find those to be fairly easy, then move up to masters. If you think they're pretty hard, then try beginners and work yourself back up. But that would be my suggestion. Select your handedness and your flag. Again, your clothing, and then if you go in here, you can see that you can get a lot of things in each category that are locked, and you can buy them. Some of them will be blue instead of available, and those are ones that you have to get through the PGA Tour. And I'm not finding any of those with your sponsors. So they'd be like Under Armour or something like that. See, there's unlocked golfer progression. That's something that I got through the PGA Tour career mode. But once you get coins, you can also buy these ones in red if you so choose to. And then if you come in here and you hit triangle, you can actually see what it looks like before you buy it. And then if you like it, you can buy it. If you don't, you just move on. And then once you're back out all the way, it'll put your original stuff back on since I didn't buy it. There you go. So that's how that part works. You can go to manage party, or you can hit your center pad, and that's how you send invites to your in-game party. Like if you're going to do all shot with friends or whatever, that's how you put it together. And then once you get that party, in-game party set up with all your people, you go into create match, and then you pick your course and all your rules, hit create match, and then they can join it. And then you select your teams if you're doing all shot or whatever, which is blue or red. And then in here you can select your conditions, they've broken that out now. You can set your custom rules, so you could isolate it to 1T. That's kind of glitchy though. If you do it once, then the next time you do it, it only wants to give you that same crap, so it doesn't let you change it. It's kind of spotty. I hope they fix that as well. You can come up here to play format, choose your type. There's all the types that are available. Skins, that was the other one I was forgetting. So you can play for those coins that you earned. You can do 4-ball if you want to hit all the shots. You can do all shot if you want to hit half the shots. A little quicker mode. But that's all the game types that are available. Formats, I guess you'd say. I think that's about it. You could go into the driving range, chip and practice putting if you want. Do your lessons down here. Which the first time you kick it off, it'll ask you to go through all that. I would suggest doing it. It is, even though the stick functionality is pretty much the same through the golf club and the golf club 2, it's a little different tempo, so I would still go through the swing lessons just to be safe. They don't take all that long, so. And then over here you can create a new course if you want to. And then what I was talking about before with people just being stupid and creating all kinds of crap. If I go to change course. Now, mind you, this course that I just played was released yesterday. If I go to more filters and I go to recently added. So there's 8 and you don't see it there. And that one's just named new course, so you can see people are they're kind of foolish with it sometimes, which is a shame because it just muddles up the course 1. It just muddles, and you can tell by looking at that the way the fairways are. That's auto-gemmed. Somebody who ever did that didn't do any work on it. So yeah, I'm on page 3 now, and I still don't see that course. So you can see they just pump them out with pretty much no regards to whether they're good or not. And 4, another one named new course. Now Pike's Paradise Isle, that might be decent. Pike's Champion is a pretty good player, and he's a pretty decent designer, so you might give him a shot. Might give him a shot at looking at a few of his. And page 5, and I still don't see it. So yeah, that's 40 courses, or well, it's 25 courses, so math. 6, so 30 courses, 48 courses, right? 6 and 8, yeah, 48 courses, and I still don't see it. And he just published it yesterday, so. Another 8, still don't see it. Yeah, they just pump them out left and right, dude. But to that point, there's like 170 something thousand that you can play. So there's, not all of them can be gems, I suppose. All right, so I'm back out of there. Alrighty, and got a few things I think I need to get ready for Christmas about, and I'm going to end the stream there. I appreciate you tuning in. Hopefully some other people get a look at this later. And I don't know, people coming in from out of town for the holidays, so I don't know what my schedule will be as far as being on here. It'll probably be a little scarce the next couple days. But hopefully Wednesday you can pick it back up and be on a little bit more. I mean, I'm going to try to, not let it affect me too much, but we'll see. That's another thing you could look for is HB Official. There's HB Official courses. And those are usually going to be pretty decent. Like that one's got 54,000 plays. 42,000 plays, 58,000 plays, 38,000 plays. So yeah, I mean, you can tell usually. I mean, brand new courses that are good won't have any, obviously, but stuff that's been around and is good, you'll see it in the number of plays that they got. I mean, even mine don't have that many plays, but I still think a couple of them are decent. They have been used in a few societies, but not many. But anyway, I'm going to leave the stream there, and appreciate everybody tuning in. Appreciate the second viewer, whoever just popped in there, but if it's not Rich, you probably have to watch it from the beginning on the website. Oh, the third viewer popped in. You guys are showing up a little late to the party here. I'm already done. So you might want to watch it back on YouTube, Cyro329, if you didn't catch some earlier. And we'll talk at you later. Peace.